Uh, we'll have a little introduction in the starting, and then we'll pick the topic for today. First, we have to understand what is digital marketing, right? I always say that digital marketing is a baby of marketing. So the rules which applies for marketing does applies for digital marketing only. What is first thing, friends, which come into your mind when you think of digital marketing? And since you're taking the course, there must be some reason to join this course, right? So, what is any one thing or two things which comes into your mind? Ravina, Shiva, Shravan, you're already part of this, so you can just bear it. It will be like a revision for you. Ishan, Madhumala, can you just reply? What is first thing which comes into your mind as digital marketing? Shan is saying coding. All right. Uh, First, I'll clear your thing, Nishan. Coding is not at all related to digital marketing. I mean, in the whole course, you will never see any coding done or anything related to coding. This is about the course, but I'm generally speaking about digital marketing. Like Shiva is saying e-commerce, right? Nice. So we are moving towards the business transaction and business modeling. Uh, Facebook advertisement, email marketing, SEO, are these not the words which somehow cross your mind when you think of digital marketing? Yes, says Shiva. What about others, Sujit? Ishan says yes. Now, what happens is these are the tools which we use for digital marketing, and what our mind does is our mind directly jumps into uh, thing which is there for execution. Uh, but since we are covering the whole course, in the starting we should be clear about it that we need to understand from the principle point of view. We need to understand that digital marketing is a concept, and to run that concept and to run that idea you need few tools to do that. So SEO has to have a reason to do an SEO. So first we'll talk about that reason, right? uh, or take any example, take Facebook promotion, social media marketing, consider a good website. All these are part of that. Now if we divide the whole situation into a general principle of marketing into four parts, which is you divide it into product, what product you have to offer, then you think of how you're going to put it forward, placement. Like for example, you may decide of putting a website or going offline as well along with that website for whatever brand or business you are working as a digital marketer to. You think of promotion and then the Facebook promotion, or a YouTube promotion, or doing a little SEO, and all this comes. So it's a part of communication promotion basically. And then what kind of pricing and budgeting you need to fit that. So digital marketing also does that, but you don't start with promotions. You do not directly start with ठीक है अभी ये product है चलो एक काम करते हैं Facebook promotion कर लेते हैं. There has to be some reason behind it, and there also has to be, first you need to check out what product you have on offer. So it starts with product and not with promotion. So whenever you think of any, tomorrow you're going to be a brand manager working as a digital marketing head in some of the company, or doing something of your own, first thing which you should consider is that what what is the product on offering, how best I can make that product in itself, and then you think about what is can be the promotion objective. Is it an awareness which I need to build, or a recall I need to build, or how I'm gonna find the target and how I'm gonna approach and what communication I'm gonna follow. So this comes on a later stage. First it comes what kind of product you have on offer, right? And there can be different strategies related to that. Uh, a very common strategy which Google has already been following with most of its products, and Facebook. also does that, and there are various companies. I mean, you think of a company, you'll think the one of the strategies which they do is, especially in the IT space, you create a product which you think will have a mass requirement. You make it free in the initial basis, and you do not, put a foreclosure that we are gonna just right from the immediate basis we are gonna start making monies and revenue into it. You just keep the product on a beta, and then if the beta has a good response, you make it public at a whole, and you start gaining various users. Once you have a good amount of user base, then you see and plug the supply side to have revenue. I'll give you an example. Uh, Search for you is free in Google, right? But for the supplier, it is not. So let us. I'm sorry, it may sound a little simple right now, but let's start with very, very simple things and then go forward. So, if you're looking to buy something, just let me know what I should search for. Any one thing? Buy shoes. Now you could see, for me as a user, I'm getting enough of information which is absolutely free for me right now, right? Uh, in fact, to the all actions I will be taking, Google has created a platform where for buyers it's absolutely free, but for suppliers, now suppliers know that there is a whole chunk of people who will be surfing Google before making a purchase. And this is the area where I can plug for promotion to promote my brand. Your brand can be a retail site like Amazon, or your brand can be a brand in itself, like for example Nike. So this is how mostly the product base are set up. And as a digital marketer, you need to know this. You also need to know various product differentiates in the IT space. Like for example, when we say of websites, there are different kinds of website. E-commerce has gained a lot of potential in last, let's say, 4 to 5 years, but there are different type of websites, and the amalgamation of all results in creating a campaign. So as a digital marketer, you should be knowing that there are not only e-commerce sites, and if you're running a campaign for e-commerce site, what part of e-commerce website you are in. It can be a website where you sell only your old products. You buy products, literally keep it on the stock, and then you sell it. This can be one of your models. Or you could be a marketplace. A marketplace, do we guys know what is marketplace? Ravina, Shiva, Shravan, Sujit. So I'll be touching very, very different tones right now, so that you just get aware of the lingos, the words, the terminology in digital marketing. So that is the idea right now. And then we'll start a practical sessions one by one, running tools. So do we know what is a marketplace site in e-commerce? Shiva, do we know that? Ravi, Ravina, Ishan. Shiva says no. Om Prakash. Ishan says no. All right. Uh, Everyone, please switch off their microphones. Uh, all right. Let's go to Amazon and see. E-commerce site. Okay, what I'll come to the marketplace. First, have the base clear. You can divide the sites on two bases at a core. That it can be an content oriented site where there is no transaction happening, where the communication is not full duplex, where there is only one side who is giving communication. Like for example, blog sites. For example, this site. When you log into nikhilgrover.com, I'm taking it as an example. when you log into this site, you would see that there is no transaction kind of thing which is happening over here. There is no retailing, you can't buy any product. All you can consume the product is you can look onto the content, you can check it out. If you like it, you can comment it. That is the best you can do in this. So it is a blog oriented site, an article, a post oriented site, and it is a half duplex communication, a communication which is happening from my side, right? So I'll also guide you about various terminology side by side. When I say communication or half duplex or full duplex, it means if a communication is happening from only one side and the other party has no real time resultant, then it is called half duplex communication. I'll give an example. Like earlier, they were used to, even now, there were walkie talkies. If you go to an exhibition, you'll see that organizers are carrying walkie talkie, right? What happens in walkie talkie is at one point of time in a pulse of range, only one person can speak and everybody else has to listen. So it is half duplex. But when we say a mobile phone or a telephone, that at real time, at the same point of time, there are two people who can speak to each other at, at the same pulse. So this is full duplex communication. I'm using this metaphorically for the website communication. Don't take the example very literally. Metaphorically, it is only one-sided. As in, Nikhil Grover has or me has decided to give you an content on nikhilgrover.com, and I want my consumers to come and consume it. So this is half duplex communication which I'm running. But when I go to, let's say, Amazon.in, it's an e-commerce site, and if I want to buy this product, then I need to feed in. I can give a review on that, and if in case there is some possibility of making a direct call through this using a smartphone, then that. So what happens is it's a full duplex communication going on. Now in e-commerce, the difference is there are multiple channels involved. There are third parties involved. There has to be a logistic partner who can real time check it out. Uh, now, let's say, for example, Amazon has decided that every product they're gonna sell, they're gonna first buy it as an Amazon company. They're gonna keep it, and when you, let's say, Ravina tomorrow orders for that, or Shiva tomorrow orders for that, then the bill is gonna come on the name of Amazon.in. Then it is an own sell e-commerce site, right? So you are keeping the inventory, you are billing, you are doing the business transaction, you are the main guy, you are handling everything. So it becomes an on on own sell, WOWN, own sell e-commerce site. But when Amazon decides, yeah, I will not have a great scope in doing that because my monies will be invested in, buying stock and all that. It is better that I should only create a platform and do a little services where I can get, a good service after the inventory. I mean, inventory is purchased by a different seller, but what I do is I'll manage the show. I'll do the transportation. I'll, make the payments transaction easy, do a rating system, have a good follow up with the clients so that, I can give a good service. And they decided to open a marketplace. Now this is called a marketplace where there are different sellers and buyers. So sellers are different. Ultimately, the product is sold by a seller. The bill will come on his name, not on Amazon. Amazon is only an arranger over there, right? So that is called a marketplace. So you think of Amazon, you think of Flipkart, you say of Mintra, uh, even Jabong now. But Jabong earlier was only own sell. There was a time from, let's say, 8 months, 9 months ago. From there, they have started coming into marketplace because then it becomes economically viable for them. Otherwise, but Jabong basically started with being an own sell. So what they do is they link uh, with the various garment manufacturers and the brands, and they say whatever is gonna come, we are gonna first buy it and then sell it, right? So, guys, clear now what is a marketplace site and what is an own sell site? Shiva says yes. Shiva says yes. Yeah. So why I'm telling you this? Because as a digital marketer, you should be knowing that if you are working for a marketplace site for Amazon, your way of looking into things, your campaigning, your choosing the tools for campaigning, your ideation of working your budgets, everything will be different from compared to an wholesale. Here you'll get more visibility, more budgets, more liberty. The idea is to have high numbers, very high numbers. Why so? Because in a marketplace, I'll also tell you a little bit about business modeling. What happens is when you are a marketplace, you have to understand that somebody has invested already into the inventory. So you're not keeping inventory major. If an MRP of a book is 100 rupees, the production and everything would have cost somewhere around 30, 40, 50 rupees. I'm just taking a hypothetical example. Then he is gonna keep it. There will be a warehousing cost. There will be lakhs and crores of money you are already invested, and he want an interest on that. So what he think is कि अगर अमेजन मेरा बिकवा देगा ना, तो सेलर ये सोचता है कि यार मैं उसको 4% 5% दे दूंगा, बिकॉज इससे ज्यादा मैं नहीं दे सकता. So you have to understand for every book which you are purchasing from Amazon, Amazon का इस वक्त बुक्स के लिए है 4% commission rate. So whatever Amazon is selling, let's say if you're buying a product of 100 rupees from Amazon, they're only charge Amazon is only going to get rupees 4 as a revenue out of it, not the 96 rupees. 96 rupees will go to whose pocket? Will go to seller's pocket. So now since you have only 4 rupees in one unit, how do you do is you have to sell approximately, let's say, 1000 units at least a day, so that you can have that 4000 rupees. I'm just taking a hypothetical example. So as a digital marketer, your challenge becomes higher. Your challenge becomes that in own sell where you have a margin of 25-30 rupees, अगर आपने 10 यूनिट भी बेचे तो भी आपका उतनी इनकम हो जाएगा. लेकिन अगर आपने मार्केट प्लेस के लिए डिजिटल मार्केटिंग करनी है, then you have to somehow bring the sales of the same product to the level of 8 to 10 times more of what you can be comfortable in selling an own sell. So Ishan, Om Prakash, clear till here? Shiva, Madhubala, why it is important? Om Prakash, you can reply into public, so there is no in privately reply. Yeah, alright. Then there are various aggregator sites also in between. Uh, but now very important. Whenever you start a course, this is something which I always want to share with everyone who is attending for the first time. Whenever you start any course on digital marketing, you also think of कि यार पूरा कोर्स करने के बाद what can be the expectation of the industrial side, you know. So all you have to do is you have to concentrate more towards how to run the tool. I mean, what should be the objective of the campaign, how I'm going to achieve that campaign, and not only learning where in the tool I need to go and do the activities. Like for example, how to use a Google AdWord will only become significant to the level of 20-30% because it's only execution. आप एक बार देखेंगे टूल कैसे चलता है, फेसबुक का देखेंगे, एसईओ का देखेंगे, आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि टूल कैसे चलता है. But that is not the end of the game because tool चलाना सीखना is very easy. This you're gonna learn very quickly also. It is what you have to do. कौन से keywords लेने चाहिए, कितना प्रमोशन करना चाहिए, क्या बिडिंग रेंज रखनी चाहिए, क्या एनालाइज करके मुझे देखना है कि क्या मैं सही कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं. So that analysis before and after for each campaign, that is something which is of more importance because that is what will be expected out of you, not a studio kind of expectation कि ठीक है टूल चलाना आना चाहिए. टूल चलाना is very easy. So you should not be only hands, you should be mind. So this is what, as an example, I just put it on. Quinto is it's a food-based business they have. So when they are expecting a digital marketer in a higher position, this is what they ask. This is the This is if you're gonna give a good response, they're gonna hire you. There is only one question. They ask you for a product like Quint or for a product like us, which are into the, a food review sites and all that. If you have to get back with 100,000 users in 24 weeks, what will be your theory? How you're going to do it, yeah? And you have to back it with numbers. So you're expected that. So 70% is your idea, your brain, your how to manage that. Execution or running of tools is only 30% of the job, right? So my suggestion to you going forward with every session is practice whatever we are going to learn. Practice it to the level that you understand various cases, you understand various situations, and you practice it so much that it becomes easy for you to run the challenge at different stage of the brand you're working for, because every brand will have a different objective at different point of time. A Nike will have a different objective to Puma right now for online digital marketing. Their strategy can be different. Bata will have a different strategy, and same for any other category. So if you're starting, your objectives become different. You are in a growth stage, your objectives become different. Your digital marketing styles become different. Your promotion become different. Your creators become different. So you should be in a position to understand and execute it well, right? So we're going to cover topic by topic, and every topic which you're going to learn, I request you to practice it with different permutations and combinations till the time we do not start covering the second topic. So we will have a gap of 1 week in between. Just practice. For example, if we're going to cover email marketing, then practice email marketing a lot. Try to make different emails, send it to your friends and ask for the responses. उसमें से कमियां ढूंढने की कोशिश करो and try to run that, right? uh, got it till here? Any problem? Any question which you guys want to ask? Shahan says no. Shiva says no. All right. Sudeep also says no. This will become little confusing for you, so I'm just skipping it right now. All right. Now there is one more aspect which, as a marketer, see, do not consider yourself as a digital marketer after this course. You are a marketer, right? So you're not only digital marketer. You're everything will evolve around how a pure brand guy thinks and works, right? And the more you're gonna think and execute your digital marketing activities, the better uh, results in terms of your own growth as well as the end result for the brand will be. So, one more question: do we guys know in advertisements or in marketing sphere or even in digital marketing, there is a terminology called creative and media. So, do we guys know what is a difference between creative and media? Ishan, do we know that? Ishan says no. And I want response from everyone in this. Please be participative. Ravi says no. Ravina says no. Shiva and Sujit also says no. Okay. So since nobody knows that, I'll be letting you know. Think of it. All right. Fair enough. I'll try to uh, clear you guys, including Shiva, and then let me know were you thinking on the same lines or not. Uh, think of this: a Spider-Man, right? So we have two aspects right now. We have a human being who's carrying Spider-Man itself, right? And the same way every advertisement goes. Let's check out for advertisement. Start with online advertisement only. So, sure, give me your a favorite brand. Do you remember any online advertisement? Last online advertisement of any brand? Anybody else can also let me know. Okay, let me know a video which you like to see in YouTube. Any genre, comic videos or web series. Let's make it interactive. If I'm only speak it monotonously, that will get too bored. Angry Birds. This is my nephew's. I don't know if we're gonna have ad in that. Okay. Now I was looking for this video, the Angry Bird video, and I got an ad over here, right? The promotion. Now as a digital marketer, let's assume that you've decided that whosoever is gonna surf Angry Bird video in YouTube, as a Ford Figo Aspire brand manager, digital brand manager, I'm gonna put this ad over here. Now, in order to make the ad and then decide when and how much to spend, you have to perform, guys, various activities. First, you need to decide where you need to put the ad. I mean, not first, but you can decide in any order. But there are few activities you have done is A, you have decided that you're going to put it on YouTube. B, you have decided the length of the ad. C, you have decided that this ad will be on this guidelines. There will be a dog standing. There will be a a person standing with such an attire. There will be a product will be displayed on a two-third of the area and not the. If you look at closely and be critical to every communication you see it from now on, you see that on the space of it, you'll see that approximately 60 to 70% of the area is right now in a position of the brand. So brand has been decided that the brand should have a higher visibility in a frame. In a frame, you have a lesser visibility for the messenger, but more for the product. Now, as a digital marketer, you depending upon what your say is in the brand, you will have a contribution to make into the creative side as well as on the media side. Now, creative is to decide a creative to make it up, right? And media is the host. Now, YouTube is the media which you decide कि मुझे Facebook में करना है, then Facebook will become a media. So when you are deciding media, you decide Facebook में करेंगे, YouTube में करेंगे, और let's say roadies की site पे करेंगे. Now, these are three medias which you have decided, for example. So this will be media, the host for any advertisement. A creative is basically what the ad is, जो आपको दिखती है, जहाँ पे आप create करते हो उसको, you're painting the ad right now. So if you're deciding that you're gonna pick a red car, that's a part of creative. And if you're deciding that, you know, this will be the guy standing and this will be the particular guy who will be standing, you're selecting that, so that will become creative, right? So when you make an ad, there are two aspects you work on. हम टीवी में कोई ऐड देखते हैं तो देर आर टू एजेंसीज फॉर ब्रांड्स विच आर वर्किंग डिफरेंटली. एक जो क्रिएटिव बनाती है उसे क्रिएटिव बनाती है, उस दे आर वेरी गुड इन मेकिंग द एड. उनको लेना देना नहीं है, वो आप एड जो है वो आप आज तक में रिलीज करो या आप लेट्स से आप कलर्स में रिलीज करो या यू गोना रिलीज इन लेट्स से एमटीवी. That call will be of a media agency. But as a digital marketer, you need to have the understanding of creative as well as media. You're more inclined towards media. Let's be also quite upfront and honest about it. Because आपको गूगल में ऐड करना है और गूगल के टूल्स चलाने हैं थ्रू एडवर्ड्स और एडसेंस, या आप फेसबुक में प्रमोशन कर रहे हैं थ्रू एड मैसेंजर, या आप कोई और कम्युनिकेशन या यूट्यूब में आप प्रमोशन कर रहे हो थ्रू गूगल एडवर्ड्स. Whatever you're gonna do, this will be a more of a media job. But yes, as a digital marketer, people do not like to invest more on creatives as a brand. So what they do is कि आप ही creatives भी करो. So you're gonna put your hand into creatives as well, right? So this course will not guide you anything about creative. That is a very subjective discussion. So, but try to enhance your skills on creative by by looking into every uh, promotion which you're gonna see from now on. So that will become. Uh, so when you think about this Spider-Man example, this human body is a media. It's a host which is carrying that, and Spider-Man is it's the concept of spider or Spider-Man is the creative, right? So got it till here, Ishan, Madhu, Om Prakash, Ravina. What is creative and what is Shiva, Sujit? Yes. So if there's an India Sri Lanka series going on, right? And if I say a hoarding of Gioni into that, can you just a red color uh, hoarding of Gioni onto the ground side place? What do you suggest is media or creative in this? Guys, I'm waiting for the answer. Let's say there is a cricket match going on, and there is, let's say, hide and seek ad going on in that, and there is one hoarding, there is one a signage onto the boundary where there is a photograph of Ritik holding a hide and seek biscuit in his hand and a blue color background. This is where you see the ad. This is how you see the ad. Now, what is media in this example and creative in this example? What do you say is the media and what do you say is the creative? What happened? I'm not getting any response. No, I didn't get you. You're outside TV. I'm saying there is an ad going. See, you're watching a match and you got to see on a boundary line there is a small hoarding which displays an ad of hide and seek, right? And in that ad, you could see a face of Hrithik Roshan holding a hide and seek biscuit, a blue color background, and all that. In this example, what is media and what is creative? Hrithik Roshan media. No, Hrithik Roshan is creative. I mean, because you're decided that you're gonna put the photograph of Hrithik Roshan, that is the creative. So you're making the creative, you're making the artwork, right? That hoarding is the media. That cricket ground is the media. So when you decide that you're gonna place a hoarding and not do an online advertisement, you're deciding upon media, right? What to display on an ad दिखेगा कैसे वो होता है क्रिएटिव ad कहाँ पर आएगा वो होता है मीडिया in very simple easy terms, right? So if I see a ad, a TV commercial between the match, set setbacks is the media which I've chosen, setbacks channel. और जो ad जैसा दिख रहा है वो क्रिएटिव पार्ट है जिसको शूट करा गया इन टीवी कमर्शियल. Now got it? So here YouTube is the media and this creative which you can see is the creative, right? So everybody clear now? Alright. This will be of all importance. Okay, I'll just quickly run through on this illustration. Uh, let's say you are a cowboy and you decided to open a new saloon, a gambling, a playing saloon, in a new city which you have come. You do not know the city, but you somehow thought that yeah, there potential hai and I can do this business, and you want a good traffic out of it, a good hangout place you have opened, and you want different people to come in over there. What I'll try to demonstrate with the example simultaneously, I'll try to demonstrate various tools, various avenues, various verticals of digital marketing which you can use as digital marketer. And in turn, I'm also simultaneously gonna let you know कहाँ पर आपको as a digital marketer putting yourself into the advertiser's shoe, where you need to spend money, where it will be free, and and there will be few avenues where you can also earn also. So if you look onto the example slide by slide, you will see a mark of green, yellow, or red displayed over there, right? So if you have any query in between, you can just prompt me a question in between, right? So taking this example, you have opened a new pub, a cowboy pub, and the first thing which you do is you you try to make it searchable, right? If anybody is looking to have a pub, if to hang out, if somebody is looking to have a good game of poker along with a beer, you want people to know about it. So you want to make it searchable. So that is the first thing which you do. As a digital marketer, also you try to make it that way. So you make your website, you try to design your pub in that way that it becomes more searchable. And then you touch upon various avenues like Google. I'll come to that. So that is the first thing which you do. In order to do that, you will have two options. आप एक काम कर सकते हैं कि आप सिटी में घूम सकते हैं और घूम के आसपास के जो और कोई शॉप खुले हुए हैं उनको जाके बोल सकते हैं यार ओपन न्यू व्हाई डोंट यू जस्ट रेफर मी इफ somebody comes and they being a good will say ठीक है कोई आपके बारे में पूछेगा तो we'll let you know, right? And in order to do that, you reaches to a junction into that city, a main junction, which is, let's assume, is the only junction in the city. Very main junction. There is only one पान वाला over there. पनवाड़ी है जो वहीं पे बैठता है. And he is the talk of the town. किसी को कोई सजेशन लेना होता है तो उससे पूछते हैं. कोई गप्पे मारनी होती है तो वहां जाके मारते हैं. He is the one who is the main notice board of the kind of man of the city, right? And you think कि मेरे को सबसे बेस्ट मेरे लिए ये है कि मैं इस पान वाले को अप्रोच कर लूँ किसी तरह, बिकॉज एवरीबडी टॉक्स विद देम. पान किराना सब कुछ इसी से लोग खरीदते हैं. पीपल आस्क फॉर सजेशंस एंड दिस इज द मेन गाय. नाउ व्हेन यू अप्रोच दिस पान वाला, you you get to see that you have opened a very flashy kind of pub, very tin-check kind of pub, a good music going on, very aspirational, high kind of infrastructure. But in the city, there was also one simple wala pub, right? And that pub owner, since it was there from last 2 years, was a regular visitor to smoke a cigarette in this pan wala shop, and he has been regularly going on. And now you approach it, and you also have monies in your pocket. आप पान वाले के पास जाते हो और आप पान वाले से कहते हो यार मैंने नया पब खोला है and I want you to approach it. You to tell people that it's been opened. And you see that there is another pub wala who is standing besides you, who has been a regular customer to that and has become friends with that pan wala. Now what happens is I come into the I'm a resident of the city and I come and I'm saying यार मैं बहुत tired हूँ. The workload is so much these days. This weekend I'm trying to go to one of the good pubs यार. और हमारे सिटी में पता नहीं कहाँ है नहीं है. And now this पान वाला have two options in his hand. अब उसके बाद दो pubs भी थे बताने के लिए. उसको बताने हैं. If पान वाला a day prior when I have approached, I mean, as a pub owner, when you have approached to the पान वाला और तुमने बोला था कि यार why don't we do this thing कि आप मेरे को रेफर कर दो, and he said मैं रेफर तो कर दूंगा बट एक काम करना जो जो आएगा ना उसके लिए I'll charge you 10 rupees, and you need a good audience in the starting and you said ठीक है I'm ready to pay that. Whereas the other pub wala becomes a friend of it and it says तो किसी अब मैंने आके पूछा तो मेरे को क्योंकि मैंने आपने 10 रुपए दे रखे हैं, you are ready to pay that, पान वाला replies very in a very good way. Now since he has been asked a question, it is his duty to reply, so he cannot not reply. So what he has done is he said एक नया पब खुला है, बहुत अच्छा है, मतलब देख लो ये उसमें फीचर्स हैं, एक बार जाके देख लेना. एंड ऑन दी सेकंड एंड सेड ठीक है कोई और भी हो सकता है, एंड सेड हाँ एक और है, वो भी अच्छा है, काफी टाइम से है एंड ऑल दैट. सो एट फर्स्ट instant what he's trying to do is he'll that Panwala is a Google right now, and when you go to Google, the first thing which it responds to a query, let's say for example you want to go to a good pub in Delhi, you could see that there is an ad over here. So it's you right now who are ready to pay to Google, and if I go over here and click it, for in our example, if I go to pub, that pan wala is gonna charge 10 rupees, and if I click over here, Google is gonna charge 10 rupees from you, or whatever you have set for clicking it out. And these is the other pub owners who are here, and this is called a paid ad here on the top, and these are called the organic non-paid ads, because they are from that long time that Google has become friendly with them and known them, उसके बारे में एक रेपुटेशन, एक वोट हो रहा है कम्युनिटी में, इंटरनेट कम्युनिटी में, एंड दे अंडरस्टैंड. सो दिस इज हाउ गूगल वर्क्स, लाइक दैट पान वाला. गॉट इट रवि सुजीत? So when Google replies, there could be two options. Now this is search engine optimization, the organic result. I mean, search engine optimization is the way to have a higher listing so that we can have a result on the top organically. So here you're not spending anything on buying the space. All you're spending is the hard work which you're gonna do around it, right? Whereas over here, you are just making an ad and putting it across, and based on the bidding amount, you're gonna Google is gonna charge money from you, right? Okay. Then Google have various tools in order to run its business. Now Google have various byproducts also. It's not only search product. YouTube is a part of Google. Google Maps is another product. There are various other Google products. Now what happens is, if you're working as an advertiser and you're ready to spend monies and you're onto the supply side of the brand, then the tool which you have to use to run the campaign, run the ads, is called Google AdWords. This is an introductory section, so I'm just giving a glimpse of everything, and we'll cover every topic, right from email marketing to SEOs to Google AdWords, AdSense, everything in detail, giving one or two sessions each, right? So that's Google AdWords. And let's say you are a, let's say for example TVF or AIB or any other, or you open a channel where you m- make videos and upload it on YouTube, and you feel that there are people coming onto it, right? And you see that there are many people coming onto it. If so many people coming onto it, why don't I start earning from that? Or you have a website, a blogging website, where you see that there are good amount of traffic, and I have a space to put a banner ad for a different advertiser. Why don't I cash on that? So tomorrow, if on nikhilgrover.com, which is a blogging site, and you're reading this article and you start looking onto these ads over here, then I'll be the one who will be earning out of that ads. And the tool which I use to set up this kind of infrastructure, that is called Google AdSense, right? So that is the difference between Google AdSense and AdWords. When you are an advertiser, when you are spending monies, then you are using the tool to run a campaign, to make an ad, and then to run it on the various platform of Google through Google AdWords. You can run a text ad, you can run a display ad, a banner, an image oriented ad, and you can also run a video ad in YouTube and Google partner sites. That is the tool which you use is called Google AdWords. And if you are the host and you have a product in internet world and you want to create as a base and earn money out of it, to give a space and become a Google partner, and then you will get a good ads in return, then you will become a then the tool which you have to use is called Google AdSense. Got it? Ravi, Ravina, Mukesh, Om Prakash. Yeah, hi Shubham. You have just come? Okay, yeah, hi. Shubham, guys, I'm just pausing in between to let Shubham know. Uh, there was some miscommunication which happened. The 8:30 batch was supposed to be a 2 to 4 batch, and there was a mixed kind of batch for all of you of 8:30 to 10:30, as well as the trainees who are there for the demo or the first session. Uh, but what happened is when we started the session at 2 o'clock, I guess you were not informed. You guys were not informed properly, so nobody amongst you turned up. But what happened is almost everyone who has turned up will were having their first session. So instead of taking an already going on topic of Google AdWords Part 2, I've decided to do this because they won't have understood it. Now, since you have come at right now, you may have already covered this. So you have to bear a little recap kind of thing for today's session. Because if I start teaching Google AdWords now, none of them is going to understand, especially part two. Yeah, got it, Shivan? All right. Uh, Fine. So, no, Shubham, we don't have any class in the evening today. All right. So what we are doing is, friends, we are keeping a break of 2 3 minutes. If in case you want that, do you guys want break to have a water and all that? So if in case you guys want a break, we can have break for 5 minutes and then we'll resume. Friends, do you want a break of 5 minutes or shall we continue? Okay, shall we go? Ravi says 5 minutes, Shiva says no. Any more responses? I'm good to go continuously, but in different batches I get a request that should have a 2 3 5 minutes break in between at least. Ravi, you are in minority, friend. All right. So what I'll do is rather than having a 5 minute break, we'll just have a 2 minute break. So right now it is 15:13, 15:15 we'll back. Just a pause of 2 minutes. Yeah. All right, Ravi. So we're having a 2 minute break in between, and then we'll resume. All right, friends. All right. So let us take a topic for today. All right. Let's start with website management, uh, rather than on the promotion front. See, friends. In order to have a website, of course, you need a developer, a coder to do that. Uh, but for guys like you and me who do not have an experience of coding, who do not know that, there are various CMS, content management systems in between, who already have infrastructure in place, and they give us a panel to create a site or to manage that site on our own. And this is how we are going to learn today. And then gradually we'll start moving towards email promotion and Facebook promotion, Google AdWords, AdSense, and other remarketing stuff and all that. So first thing first, let's have a base ready. Let's have work on a website first. So today we're gonna see a CMS called WordPress. That is one of the most suggested word CMS to use. So technically, a CMS is basically a software, a content management system in between, where it's the infrastructure is already ready to create a website, and you basically start making it on a on their admin panel. Uh, if you see a front end of this site was not coded at all. I mean, coded in the sense it got coded through a CMS, but nobody has coded it specifically. A separate technical developer has not been hired for this. Everything which you see over here was done through an admin panel. So what happens is, in order to have a website, the first thing first you need to have a domain name. In order to have a domain name, you can check out to various sites like GoDaddy or the other stuff and book a domain name of your choice which you want to do. Then you can approach to various hosting services to have that site hosted. What does a domain name and a hosting means? Do we guys know the difference between two? And whosoever is not clear, just say yes, they are not clear. I'll try to demonstrate it. Ravina, Ravi, Ravi says I know. All right, but in a very layman term, I'll try to explain it again. Okay, since you guys anyways know domain, yes. Now you bought the domain, you got the address. Yes, like your website name. Very right, Navina. That's what a domain name is. Like for example, nikhilgrow.com over here. Now, in order to people to see that site has to be physically placed somewhere, be sitting somewhere in some computer, in some server, right? It has कहीं पे तो ये page बने हैं, right? So that what happens is when somebody strikes on a browser nikhilgrover.com, it goes as a pointer to one of the system in this world कहीं पे कंप्यूटर कहीं पे है जहाँ पे वो हिट करता है वहाँ पे फाइल्स पड़ी हुई हैं ऑफ nikhilgrover.com वहाँ से फेच करता है और आपको दिखाता है तो देयर इज अ डेटाबेस समवेयर सिटिंग वेयर जहाँ पे सारी रिकॉर्ड हो रही हैं जो भी हम यहाँ पे टाइप कर रहे हैं या इमेजेस हैं एट द सेम टाइम it has a physical address to itself in some computer or the other. That address can be placed over here in India in my room also. But in order to maintain a server with a good response, we need to have a good infrastructure और बहुत उसके केयर करना पड़ता है और बहुत एक्सपेंसिव पड़ता है. So in order, that is why what we do is there are there are companies who have already invested in only managing servers and give on a lease like they're giving you a domain name on a lease the same way they give you on a lease they give you a server space for let's say 5 GB 10 GB 15 GB 100 GB unlimited whatever so that you have a it becomes affordable to you to have that, right? So that is in order to have that space on lease you need to have that is called web hosting basically. So you are taking a hosting space on rent. Got it, Ravina? All right. So there are various hosting sites where you can uh, go and have that hosting space. Like for example, hostgator.com. This is one of the renowned, but there are various. So you can make a choice of your own, and you can just go and buy whatever plans you feel like will be more suitable to you as per your requirement, right? And for WordPress, now the companies are offering a dedicated WordPress hosting. So you can buy it directly from them or let's say GoDaddy or any other service provider. If you buy that, what you see is as soon as you install it, uh, you will see that you will get a admin panel like this with a user ID and a password. So let's assume there is no front end right now for nikhilgrover.com, and as soon as you purchase the web hosting plan, you got to the admin panel of the site. So this is the back end of the site and this is the front end of the site. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna simultaneously open the front end as well. So this is the back end. and this is the front end. Yeah. Now, when for the very first time you're gonna install it, you're gonna see that the default theme in appearances section when you now this is the left panel, the panel which you are gonna go to various attributes and can function that. I'll start doing that with post, but right now I'm just taking you to the basic theme because this was not the basic theme. By default, you get a theme called 2016 in WordPress. So this is the theme which you get 2016, right? This is the theme which you get. So there is no a banner space over here. It's a simple theme and all that. And then you can start making different pages of the website. Now, a website is nothing but summation of pages. Website is basically a main address, but inside it there are various pages. So if you go to nikhilgrover.com and you click onto anything, you will see that it will have a different address to it. So this was a home page, nikhilgrover.com, nikhilgrover slash about is a different page, right? If I go to this particular article, then it will have its own address. If I start reading this, go to this page, this will have its own address. You can see nikhilgrover.com slash this is this. If I go to a contact me page, this will be this address. So a website is nothing actually but a summation of pages, right? So when you manage a website or when you create a website or when you make a website, you basically are doing nothing but making different pages, right? So it is like constructing a house, you're constructing various rooms one by one. Now in this WordPress CMS, you'll get when you reach to your backend, you'll see that you'll get 5 6 sections in dashboard. The first section is at a glance. It's basically a summary kind of page. Dashboard is nothing but it summarizes the website for you, and you will be surprised to know that it will be hardly any time you'll be spending on dashboard. So, but just for your reference, and this should not look an alien infrastructure to you. I'm just letting you know what are these. So it's a at a glance mojo where you can where you can just check out what different posts and pages you have done. So this theme which I've right now included is more of a blogging kind of post oriented theme. So that is why it has divided post and pages into different sections. You can have a corporate theme, you can have an e-commerce theme, and then it will also appear the same way, but it will have a different weightage in between. And in WordPress, you'll also always find in any theme you'll find this quick draft kind of thing. So even if you're creating a e-commerce site or a company site, it is suggested to have a blogging page and article page so that whatever you feel like writing and communicating to consumers, you can do that. And if you are a blogging site, then of course you're gonna need that anyways. So WordPress provides you a quick draft wala kind of page where you need not to go to a post section and then write down post over there. Sometimes what happens is when you're thinking of writing something, it just crosses your mind. The ideas start crossing your mind. It is not very framed, and you're not in a position to write the whole, 2000 letter blog at that point of time. You're busy somewhere else. So you can just, as a title, you can start it and you can just quick draft it and save it. So this is for that. I purchased this WordPress web hosting from GoDaddy, so that's why there is one section for GoDaddy also with the latest updates, and WordPress news where they give their latest news and all that. This is regarding a plugin. I'll get to plugin and then let you know. Otherwise, you'll get confused, so ignore it right now. And then on the side, you could see that there are different pages now, and and there are different blogs, there are different articles written over there. Now let's start one by one. So if you are, let's say you want to have write down one blog and put it on the site, this is how to go about it. There is a section called post. You need to go posts and you want to go to all posts. This is basically a dashboard only for posts right now, right? So here you could see that these are the posts which are already written, author by this ID, categories and all that and all that. So here you can go and do the editing and all that if in case you want. And if you want to write a new, you can go to add new, type it. So let's say you want to write a new, so you put a title, let's say for example a new surprising awesome Sunday batch, right? And as soon as you do that, it automatically makes a URL for you. Now this is called the URL over here, right? Unique resource locator. Technically it is called URL. So it is basically the address of the page. And it makes a link for you. Here you can also change it. So nikhilgrover.com will anyways remain permanent. And after that, if in case you want to change it, you can change it. You can name anything, right? And then you start writing it. Like for example, you write today, you got to start a new batch. There were awesome trainees, a couple of them, like let's say we name a few, Ravina, Sujit. I'll tell you why I'm writing these names and everybody else. Were very curious in learning new concepts. Right? Suppose I write this. Now here I can play it around. Suppose I wanna or I wanna give it a title first. So I give it a title, a new batch. Right? So I can select that. I can select one of the headings. It is always recommended. I'm also simultaneously guiding you about little bit about a good optimization of website so that search engine can fetch you very quickly. So it's a part of search engine optimization. Whenever you write any or make any page, put it as a headline because it searches accordingly. So there are six bands, six H1 to H6. You can use anything which you like. And let's say for example I use H2. So give it a title and then here it is paragraph and I want to use it the way I use an MS Word, right? And in that, let's say for example, I want to have an external link to it. If somebody reads that and clicks over here, it should reach to Ravina's, let's say, Facebook page. So what I can do is I can select that, go and click on to insert and write down the address of the page I want it as a landing page if somebody clicks on that. So facebook.com slash, for example, Ravina and all that, whatever that ID is gonna be. So for reference, I'm using it right now, this, just for reference, right? Or Ravina, if you want to share the Facebook ID, Facebook URL with me, you can. So let it be like that. And then you click on add link. Same way you can do it for Sujit. So in your content, there will be a position where you want to give external links and sometimes internal link. Like for example, on clicking of Sujit, for example, if I wanted to reach to an internal link, internal as in nikhilgrover.com only to any other page. So I can write down that page, whatever that address. That address can be about also. Add link, right? Got it, friends? Now you want to add a new picture in that. You want to add an image in that. So what you need to do is you need to go and click on to add media. And let's say you want this image, for example, right? You select that and you here you'll, if you want to put a caption, you can put a caption like DMP and description. You can also align it. Alignment I'll demonstrate you from the existing one because there you need to have a greater content. I'll, if in case you align it on the left, what happens is the image will be on the left hand side and the text will be on the right hand side. I'll demonstrate you from the existing post which was already written. You can also link that. For example, if somebody clicks onto that as a user is reading the blog, reading on the page, and if he clicks on that image should reach to another landing page, let's say onto the DMP site. So what I can do is I can custom URL and write down the DMP channel.com. I can also do that. If in case you don't want that, you can click onto the media file, it will enlarge. So if somebody clicks onto that, it will pop up as a big image. So it will be your choice. The links are already there, so I'll keep it as it. Alright, let's keep it as it is. Then it's showing you the size of the image. Okay. Since it's an introductory class, do we understand what is the size of any image? What is the unit? Like for example, in a newspaper, at the unit is centimeter or inches. है ना? In a hoarding, it will be feet. At a hoarding is of let's say 40 feet by 20 feet. Uh, yes. So unit over here is pixels. So it is basically into 120 by 76 pixels. What do we understand by 120 into 76? Width into height, right? And related to that, there is a terminology called aspect ratio. Do we know what is aspect ratio? Do we know what is aspect ratio? No idea. All right. Aspect ratio is basically uh, a ratio of width into height. So what happens is if the size is 120 by 76, let's say 120 by 76. So what I do is I divide it by the lower denominator, it will become 1. So what happens is the ratio becomes 1 is to 1.57 is to 1. So when a creative guy, designer is going to make that creative, will make that creative into this ratio. 1.58 is to 1. What I can do is with that ratio I can take it to any size as long as it is in the ratio of 1.5 is to 1. Got it? That is why it is called aspect ratio. So if it is 100 by, let's say 100 by 20 pixels, so the ratio will be of 5 is to 1 aspect ratio. Even if I take it to the size of, let's say for example 400 by 80, the aspect ratio will be same, 5 is to 1. So designer will not make into different pixels. It will only make an image into 5 is to 1, and I can put it forward as long as it's in a higher TPI. Got it? Om Prakash, Ravina, Ravi, Sujit. Okay. And then you insert it. On the right hand side, now since you have written down the post, now you'll complete it by adding it to different categories and all that. So let's say you want to add into the category of no category as such written over, so you want to add it into a new category. Let's say batchmates. And if you want to make it a parent, you can make it another parent and subcategory. Write down, and you want to add few tags. So if somebody search for that, will write down one word, will be able to come up to your this block. So let's say you write down batchmates, uh, digital marketing. So if somebody searching for this, your your this page or post should come up. So you can add tags into it, and then you can also add a feature image, big image which will come on the top. So I'm not adding it here because I already have feature image. I will demonstrate you from there, and this will be an example with no feature image basically. And then now it's up to you. If you think that you have completed it, you can publish it straight away, or you can save it in a draft. Visibility is again up to you now. You want it to be visible to the public, we'll keep it public right now. Or you can keep it a password protected. So what happens in password protected? If I select on password protective, I can put a password for it. Let's say I put a password Nikhil for it. So what happens is if in order for you, Om Prakash, Sujit, Ravina to see it, you need to have that password. So when you log into it and it will ask for a password, if you put in Nikhil over there, then it will be open for you. Otherwise it won't. I don't want that right now. And then, so what happens also, let's say for example today is Valentine's Day and you think of writing something related to Valentine's Day on your site. But let's say you're sitting on 10th, you got an idea, you written it down, uh, but you want to put it straight away. Rather than putting it straight away, you want it that it should be coming onto the site on 14th only, and it should automatically come. I should not go log in and then I may forget to do it. You may think about that. So what you can do is you can publish a date and time for it. So what happens is automatically around that date and time it will get published. So you need not to uh, log in again and then punch it again and publish it again. All right. So we are going with publicizing it. You got published. When you check out onto the site, you could see that it would have come. See, a new surprising and awesome Sunday batch has come, and a recent post also it is coming. So I can just, it was on this date it is published, and if again in case you guys can also check into your browser also. So simultaneously you can open a new tab into your browser and check it out also. So and now we'll check on these links. If I click on Ravina, I'll reach to whatever link I've set. I click to Sujit, I'll reach to whatever I've set. I click on this, I'll reach to whatever I've set. Oh, sorry. Right? Got it? Good. Nice. Any doubt, friends? Till here? All right. So, how did you find the session, friends? We are gonna close it right now because the other topics are gonna some take some time. It won't be finished. You can ask me any question if in case you wanna do that. We'll for 5-10 minutes we'll have few questions today. Anything related to digital marketing. Any doubts about the session which we have covered today? Simultaneously, I'm sharing this link with you. It's a feedback link. You can just go to that. It'll hardly take a minute of yours. Please fill the feedback form along with the ratings and do write the comments as well so that I know subjectively how you like the session. Right? So please fill that. It is a little mandatory because that's help us to decide how to go about it on the following sessions. And once you're done with that, just write down done and then you will leave. In the meanwhile, you can also chat with me right now and just let me know any query which you have or any doubts. Yes, Sujit. What do you want to know about Facebook marketing? I mean, what is your query? Thanks, Ravi. Thank you. We'll cover Facebook marketing in the following session. Uh, so there you'll get to know how you can do Facebook marketing and run that. Thanks, Ravina. Anything, any query, anything which you want to ask? So Facebook marketing in itself is a lengthy subject. So just to let you know, in one line will be a little difficult. What we do is we first try to understand what kind of different ads you can do in Facebook marketing. Then running a tool in the Facebook called Ads Manager will make a campaign, run it, run an ad, how to make that ad, how it will be visible, how to select the target audience, where to go and select the bidding rate and all that. We'll run everything and make a campaign, a Facebook campaign, in one session. So Facebook marketing will dedicate it to one session. Uh, you can check out few videos also, friends, uh, in order to have a little, uh, you know, knowledge on the subject before, attending the main session. So kindly tell me, Om Prakash, kindly tell me about the types of digital marketing. Is TV ad also a part of digital marketing? Tell me about. No, TV ad is not a part of digital marketing. Uh, okay, you can divide advertisement on various respects. TV commercials is one. TV advertisement. Then print. Print will include newspapers, magazines, and all that. Then outdoor advertisement, which is like hoarding, bus shelters, which you see on the road. Radio advertisement on the radio. Then you see BTL, below the line, one-to-one direct, like for example leaflets or putting up a canopy in front of a society gate and all that. These are called BTL and all that. And then online or digital marketing, where in a virtual world you'll be able to say it can be through your smartphone or desktop or laptops, you know. So that is called online or digital marketing. Then you are asking about on-page and off-page SEO. SEO in itself is again a wider subject. On-page will have a one particular session itself. Off-page will also have one particular session itself separately. So just to tell you in one line will be difficult, but yes, what I can say in summary way is an on-page optimization is like, for example, we have written a post, right? In that, once you are putting a content on the website, whatever you are doing within the website, like for example URL में क्या होना चाहिए, फोकल कीवर्ड कहाँ कहाँ पे इन्वॉल्व होना चाहिए, कीवर्ड कैसे सर्च करते हैं, कौन से कीवर्ड्स को सेलेक्ट करा जाता है, कंटेंट में कितनी बार आना चाहिए, एक्सटर्नल लिंक्स क्या होते हैं, इंटरनल लिंक्स क्या होते हैं, रोबोट डॉट टी एक्स टी क्या होता है, अराउंड दैट एंकर लिंक्स क्या होते हैं. All these activities are on page activities, whereas everything which is outside your website, and let's say for example backlinks you're getting, you're there in the various directories and people talking about you, that is called off page, and in itself it has various sub subjects in itself. So in nutshell, what you're trying through SEO is you're not paying anybody else extra. You're just optimizing it so efficiently that search engine, when being searched for particular queries which you want to be searched for, you should be picked on the top. And it'll take a good amount of time in order to optimize the pages. And it does not have a real time or very quick response like paid advertisements. Sometimes it takes months and years to optimize it to that level. All right, friends. Ravina, Om Prakash, Sujit, Om Prakash, you got the answer. Any query? How did you like the session, friends? I know you have filled the form, but just to discuss it here, was it worthy? All right, thank you. Thanks. Nice. Good. All right, friends. So I guess it's time to go and bid buys. See you next week or whatever next session you have with me. All right. Just for reference, if in case you have any doubts, this is my number and email ID. I'm only discharging my duties in DMP only as a trainer. So for any admin related queries, I will not be able to solve. For example, course length, batch timings, and all that and all that. But related to subject, I'm always there. You can contact me anytime, and when I'll be free, I'll be responding on that. Right? All right. Thank you. Thanks. Bye bye.